Here are Helen and
Nice.
Jaeger on a 45-minute aged track.
Yeah, good
This is
boy.
probably the most difficult
That
track
was
we've given him so far, but he's been progressing really well. And this track is actually the last half of my Micah's urban tracking excellent test last September.
I know he was already tracking.
So there he
up to the
goes.
start,
He
right?
loves his start articles now. And this tree stopped him.
Here's the magic spruce
Interestingly,
that
this
Micah
was
loved.
a tree that helped Micah along on this track too. It really seems to gather in scent. So he's sniffing under the tree boughs, and it took him around to the other side.
So it goes straight from here though. But
There was another runner who went down the sidewalk where he's going, and he goes over to investigate that. It's a separate track. Gets a bit off, but sorts it out and comes back to this track.
So it goes right down here, Helen.
You can see he's very hesitant over there and slow and dismissing it, turning back this way.
I don't want to overwork him like that, as if we know where it goes. There, look, he's coming over.
So I was watching and missed a piece of it, but all of a sudden he came to the proper scent and ran up to an article. We had done an article game earlier in the day with him, and we don't use articles on trailing, but I am using them to assist in some areas when these get a bit tougher. And he actually pulled back to that leather glove, and we have discovered that Jaeger just loves these leather gloves.
Maybe from side to side. Be careful, I have runners on too. So this turn coming up is to the right into a corridor here. Yeah, he just lifted his head and looked. Look at that. So go with him.
So here he's coming up to a corridor, and you can see him already moving to the right.
Very nice. Because it's a corridor with trees on either side, it tends to pull scent really well. Just watch him.
And
nice.
He gets pulled in.
Beautiful. He just flowed right in here. So there's another article coming up. Really beautiful. It doesn't matter.
Because he's doing so well,
he's really in the
and trailing right along the edge here, finding scent after a very difficult open area start. It really didn't matter that he hit the article, because we would rather he keep going forward in the scent. It's just there to help if needed. And here, this is a dead end.
Wait there. Don't just
and he decided to go around the vehicle, so Helen follows him, and he comes around to this side and nails the direction.
Goes right through there. Wow, that was good. Good one, Helen.
So here he's anticipating the turn direction before he hits the actual turn, which was on the grass just across from this loading dock entrance. And he does the most beautiful road crossing between a couple of vehicles. And then the footing in here was really slick. It was a warm day, but the mud almost made you want to slip and fall in it. And unfortunately, I was trying to watch him and lowered my phone a little bit at one point. He actually went under the axle between the truck and the horse trailer in the back. Our trail runner turned just before this truck to go to her hiding spot. So he goes through and ends up on the other side. And as I got closer, I realized the truck was running, which really did not help because it's putting out a lot of fumes. And we had to stop Jaeger from going into the horse area because we are not permitted to go past this road, actually. We did an exercise
so
earlier in the
if
day
she's
with
that
articles
way,
and wind
he's not
direction.
getting any scent
And the
from
wind
her,
in this case
and
was
he
at
may
our
pass
backs,
her and turn back. But she's been standing there long enough
which
to
was
make
the
a
same
scent
direction
call.
it was during Micah's test as well.
So
Micah's end
watch him
article
for
was right
another.
down there in the grass.
There it is.
In this
Sticking up
case,
his
Joanne is hiding against a doorway, but Joanne has been there long enough to make a scent cone.